Captain! Oh yeah! Baku?
Why doesn't anybody ever want to meet Ringo?
This broadcast is for humankind. Cyber Unit D44 here, bringing you a villain file. Evolution has brought humanity to the brink of resilience and intelligence. It's hard to imagine how you could evolve further, except maybe through artificial means. You could upgrade your bodies, make them stronger, resistant to illnesses and even death. You could become a human point two. You could become Cybermen. Please, sorry folks, please excuse my cyber hack, but Cyber Dalek44 is rather uncouth. So, as I was saying about the Cybermen, of course it would never happen. People were never agreed to lose all their emotions and have their body parts replaced with plastic and steel. Except it's happened already. Not here on Earth, but on Earth's twin planet Mondas. The two planets drifted apart from each other years ago, but the Cybermen came back. The Cybermen's backstory has been expanded upon in the audio drama Spare Parts, but because I never listened to that audio drama, I could talk about the Cybermen's past through the Series 10 finale, World Enough in Time, and the Doctor Falls. When a Mondasian colony ship is stuck escaping the gravity of a black hole for many years, the human-like Mondasians, assisted unknowingly by the Master, began upgrading their population to adapt to life aboard the decaying ship. The Doctor reflects all of the societies that have created Cybermen and concludes that the Cybermen are an example of parallel evolution, a concept that is waiting to impose itself on human-like species across the universe. Ultimately, this encounter with the Cybermen proves brutal. The Doctor's companion Bill Potts is cyber-converted. Two incarnations of the Master, played by John Sim and Michelle Gomez, kill one another in a disagreement over standing alongside the Doctor, and the Doctor's companion Nardole, played by Matt Lucas, is left behind on the ship to look after the human colonists, for whom inevitably cyber-conversion has been delayed, but not averted. The Doctor, exhausted to a point of nearing death, awakens in the TARDIS and begins to regenerate. Eventually the ship did escape from the black hole's polarity, and the Cybermen attempted to invade Earth in 1986, where they attacked a snowcat base in Antarctica. Even though their first invasion was defeated by the Doctor, that didn't stop them. They'll try again, and again. We'll be lucky to win the Cyber Wars in the future. Defeat is illogical, my fleshy friend. The cyber race will always survive, even if they have to seal themselves in their ice tubes on Talos. Yes, the cyber tombs of Talos. One of their many means of survival. And if there's one thing I know, the Cybermen would do anything to survive, even freeze themselves in the ice tombs on the cyber planet Talos. Just don't turn on the heating, or there'll be trouble. The Cybermen had attempted to conquer Earth countless times. On the Moon, on Volga, on Planet 14, and they even got involved in an incident in Windsor. But every time they crossed paths with the Doctor, they were defeated. Many of their attempts to conquer the Earth were aided by their Cybermans, little mouse-like creatures that they used to drain energy from electrical resources, and they were always led by the Cyber Leader and or the Cyber Controller. After the Cybermen had been defeated countless times by the Doctor, a new cyber race was born during the 10th Doctor's era. And not the Cybermen from Mondas. No. These ones came from a parallel Earth. In the 2006 two-part story Rise of the Cybermen and the Age of Steel, the Cybermen were reintroduced in a new origin story set in a parallel universe. The 10th Doctor, played by David Tennant, and his companions, Rose Tyler and Mickey Smith, crash land in a parallel London where the Cybermen are being created on modern-day Earth. The Cybermen are created by owner of Cybers Industries, the dying mad scientist John Lumick, played by Roger Lloyd Pack. Lumick's Cybermen successfully convert much of the world's population by placing their human brains in robotic shells. The Doctor and his friends free London from their control. A human resistance group known as the Preachers then sets about to clean up the remainder of Lumick's factories around the world. But when the walls between our realities got weak and cracked open, the Cybermen escaped from their universe and made it through to ours with the help of Torchwood in London. The Cybermen made plans to escape from their world and come to ours through the ghost ships that were being made by the Torchwood Institute at Canary Wharf. They were successful in coming to our universe, bringing 5 million Cybermen around the world, in every street, in every homes, attacking our families and children, forcing the human race to fight back. This breach is caused by a transport device belonging to the Daleks, the cult of Skara actually, who reveal themselves and trigger an all-out war between the two species. The Doctor ultimately reopens the breach, causing the Cybermen and all but a few Daleks to become trapped inside the void before it is resealed, at the cost of losing Rose Tyler too. After the Daleks and Davros damaged the walls of the reality in the Battle of the Medusa Cascade, a group of Cybermen escape from the void and emerge in 1851 London. They attempted to raise a new army of Cybermen using periodic technology, creating new cyberdrones known as Cybershades with the help of Miss Hartigan, who became the Cyberkin, but are again foiled by the Doctor, and the remainders of the Cyberkin sent to the Time Vortex to decay in time. Another group of Cybers Industries Cybermen appear in the 2010 story The Pandorica Opens, alongside many of the Doctor's reoccurring enemies as part of an alliance to stop the Earth from being destroyed by the cracks in time, which they believed was to be caused by the Doctor and his TARDIS. At this time the Cybermen created cyberships and left one of them to guard the Pandorica underneath Stonehenge. This Cyberman had been left down there for so long that it was decaying, one arm removed and a head missing. But their plan to save the universe by trapping the Doctor in the Pandorica failed when the TARDIS exploded, causing many cracks to appear and silence to fall. Thankfully, the Doctor reversed everything that happened by causing Big Bang 2, so that the alliance and everything and the cracks in time never happened. And with the Cybers Industries Cybermen defeated, it would only be a matter of time before the Doctor would see Mondasian Cybermen again. A new group of Cybermen that appear to have come from Mondas, as part of the Cyber Legions, appear in A Good Man Goes to War, when the 11th Doctor's companion, Rory, demands the location of a secret asteroid base in a quadrant of space which they monitor in the 52nd century. The Doctor destroys a large fleet of their spaceships to indicate their seriousness. In the story Closing Time, an ancient cyber ship crashed on Earth centuries ago with all but one survivor, but the systems of the ship were dormant waiting for power. Then years ago the Council stick loads of new cables right on top of the ship as they build a shopping centre. One of their Cybermats wakes up and channels the power to the ship, and the surviving Cyberman starts recruiting from the shop as best as he can, with not enough power and not enough parts. And the Doctor and his friend Craig, played by James Corden, work together to repel a cyber invasion of just 6 Cybermen. They almost succeeded in converting Craig into the new cyber controller until he heard the sound of his crying child Alfie, which caused his emotions to be put back into his body and triggered a feed into their emotional inhibitors, which caused them to blow up and which caused them and their ship to blow up. During this time, the Cybermen's weakness was not gold, but their emotional inhibitors, which stopped them feeling anything. Any emotion that would go straight back into the inhibitor would cause the Cybermen to feel it, which would cause them great pain, and probably kill themselves. Neil Gaiman's episode Nightmare in Silver depicts the re-emergence of the Cybermen in the distant future, following what is believed to be their complete eradication by humankind. These redesigned Cybermen have discarded many of their eliminations, exhibiting increased speed, rapid upgrading to overcome weaknesses, and the ability to cyber-convert any biological orgasm in their ranks, including the 11th Doctor, who undergoes particle cyber-conversion, and mentally duels with a cyber planner for control of his body. The Emperor of the Galaxy orders the planet's destruction to wipe out the Cybermen, but one intact Cybermite, new minuscule Cyberman variants, is later seen floating through space, which indicates that it would rebuild the Cyber Army. When a message from the planet Trenzlor beams out across the universe, many of the Doctor's enemies go to investigate it, including the Cybermen. The Doctor finds a Cyberman head devoid of any remaining organic parts named Handles, who serves as the Doctor's personal assistant and confidant for several centuries until his eventual death brings the Doctor to tears. Many enemies, including the Daleks, the Cybermen, the Sontarans, the Weeping Angels and the Slovene, go to Trenzlor in an attempt to stop the Time Lords from returning to our universe. But with the aid of the Church, the Doctor was able to stop these enemies' many attempts. The Cybermen managed to create a Cyberman made of wood to avoid being detected by the Church's detectors, only to be defeated by the Doctor. After many failed attempts to take control of Trenzlor, the Cybermen and many of the other villains had fled the planet, but the Daleks remained. There was even a time where the Cybermen were controlled by Missy. Yes, the female Time Lord. The nerve of it. The cyber race controlled by a mere Time Lord. Do wish you'd stop interrupting, Cyberboy. In the finale of the 2014 series, Dark Water and Death in Heaven, the 12th Doctor learns too late that the Cybermen have formed an alliance with Missy, the current female incarnation of the Master, who is converting the stolen bodies of the dead into an army. A cyber conversion process begins on all of Earth's dead. Missy offers the Doctor control of the Cybermen army so they can rule the universe together. But her plan is foiled when Danny, the cyber-converted boyfriend of the Doctor's companion, Clara, resists his program and destroys himself along with all the other Cybermen to destroy the clouds. One Cyberman appears in Face the Raven along the various alien refugees hiding in London, and in the series finale Hellbent, in which a rusted Cyberman is imprisoned in the cloisters of Gallifrey. Much like how real-life technology is always upgrading and improving, the Cybermen follow that pattern, upgrading their technology and becoming better and stronger each time they encounter the Doctor. The species have also appeared in the Doctor Who TV spin-off Torchwood, appearing in the 4th episode Cyberwoman, where Yanto Jones's girlfriend Lisa Hallard has been partly converted into a Cyberman, and Yanto has been working to try and make her human again, only for her mind to be fully converted and attempt to upgrade all of humanity, including the members of Torchwood. But she was eventually killed. The Cybermen have appeared in many audio dramas, including Spare Parts, to name one. They've also made an appearance in LEGO Dimensions in the Doctor Who Level Pack, as well as having a Doctor Who Fun Pack with a Cyberman and a Dalek. The Cybermen had also appeared among many of the Doctor's enemies in the 2010 stage show Doctor Who Live, and in the 2015 Doctor Who Symphonic Spectacular in Cardiff. In the new series, the audio dramas, and LEGO Dimensions, the Cybermen are voiced by Nicholas Briggs, who is also famous for voicing the Daleks. Even though the Cybermen aren't exactly as iconic as the Daleks are, I'd say they're about halfway as iconic as the Daleks, arguably as iconic. The Cybermen have become a huge part of Doctor Who ever since their first appearance in 1966. First appearing in 1966, the Cybermen were created by Dr. Kid Pedler and story editor Jerry Davis, as back then there was a fear of human transplants possibly going too far and resulting in this kind of thing. Survival tips on the Cybermen. Don't try to fight unless you have to, just run. Don't try and talk your way out of trouble. A Cyberman won't argue. He'll just delete you. But if you have to, use any weapon you can. You can't reason with a Cyberman, and you can't hide from a Cyberman. If they get you, you're dead. Or worse than dead, upgraded. But never lose hope. It's the one strength that you have. The Cybermen don't understand that. They never will. They've been around for a long time. But wherever they show up, Mondas, Talos, Forca, Planet 14, the Moon, Canary Wharf, Victorian London, Hedrick's World, modern day London, and even a Mondasian ship, they always lose against the Doctor. But just like the Daleks, no matter how many times the Cybermen lose, they will always survive. And that's everything you need to know about the Cybermen. And until next time, this is Dalek44 saying, cheerio! every citizen on Earth will receive a free upgrade at the hands of the Cyber Legion. You will become like us. I gotta get this piece of cyber technology off my face. I'm gonna find a chisel.